Hi everyone, welcome back to our new session of the UiPath. In this session, I will explain you how to configure our devices for mobile automation. So as I have already explained about 2 to 3 sessions on the mobile automation for the UiPath. So if you want to configure and connect with your physical and virtual devices, so please watch complete session so that you will get to know how to configure our mobile automation project. So just like if I am going to tell you by using one example, just like if I want to automate any application, for automating that application that will need any platform. So platform is required. So platform in terms of IDE, then supporting drivers. So drivers will help you to launch the required details or to work if proper functioning or the functionality of complete will be available with the help of drivers. Third is how we can test it on any virtual devices. So device emulator is required. So these all are basic needs while we are doing for the mobile automation in UiPath. So let's begin with this. First we will need JDK version. So Java Development Kit is around more than 1.8 version, so or upper versions of 1.8. AppYum. So AppYum is an application which is integrated with our UiPath and it is very helpful for the virtual devices. It is always required at the time of mobile automations. Node.js is also required and its version is higher than 10.15. So it depends on your requirement. Whatever you want to add, you can do it. You can also took upper version as well. Android Studio will help us to launch any device or specific devices whichever is required. So just like if we are doing automation for the mobile devices, that mobile devices we can or will test that application by using Android Studio. So Android Studio will have several virtual devices. It will cover almost all the devices which is available in the globe. So it will provide virtual device for AppYum. ADB is required for the launching emulator or device emulator. So Android 9.0 or it is not mandatorily required, but if it will have, then it's well and good. Then UiPath Studio is compulsory because we are going to automate in UiPath Studio. So that is also required the higher version, that is greater than 19.4 version. Nowadays 20.4 version is ongoing for the mobile automation project. So this studio is always required. So in this session I will explain you how to install this application and configure in your desktop system so that you can also do your mobile automation in your device or you can practice it. So let's install the AppYum npm. So npm is basically required or for the complete functionality of AppYum. So AppYum is a part of npm. So just like we have to go to nodejs.org. In that website you can see here there is a download link is available. I already opened. So once you click on this, so it will download and after double clicking on that app exe file, you can install easily. You can also do that by using command. So here I will mention the command npm install g-appyum. So once you will copy and paste in your CMD, it will start downloading for you and start installing for you. So as you can see, I have entered. It will change the name npm and it will install. In my system it's already installed. Because of that it will not update any packages and the package will be same as I have already installed in my system. So after installation of the npm, we will need AppYum desktop application or AppYum server application also. So after installing the AppYum, there is a content of AppYum After installing npm, there is a container of AppYum server side. So once you will install npm, it will automatically install in your server side. But whenever you want to launch the desktop application like this AppYum, so you have to install your desktop application. So for this you have to download it from the appyum.io. From this website, once you click on the download AppYum, it will download the exe file, and after double clicking on the exe file, you can install it and following their instructions. But in some of the system, it's showing 64-bit error message at the time of installation when your Windows contains 32-bit. It is supportable to both 64 and 32 both. I tried downloading and installing in my system and it was showing, and when I checked in the Google, so several users are commented or several users are struggling for installing of 32-bit. So here I come up with new solutions with the help of one person. He is already uploaded in his Dropbox, so I downloaded it from there and install it in my system. So if you want to also do that, just click on this, enter your login credential. If you don't have your Dropbox credential, you have to create. After create, or you can log in with your Gmail account. Let me click for you. Now you can see AppYum Windows exe file is available here. For downloading, you have to enter your login credentials. So after entering your login credential or login with your Gmail account, you can easily download it. So install that AppYum application if you are facing with any 64-bit issue. Just like I can show you the error message as well. You can see in my system it was showing 64-bit Windows is required, because my system is 32-bit. Because of that I faced issue. So if you are really facing this type of issue, you can install it by using this link. So after installing, you can see this AppYum will be launched. Just click on start server. So this is your port number and this is your host. So after clicking on, you can see AppYum REST HTTP interface listener started. So this is your server is running. You can see the server is running. Once you click on the start inspector sessions, so this is your main control or main configuration part for the UI path. So here you have to enter your required detail as per your device configuration or device name. So once you will enter, it will generate an HTTP URL for you for entering UI path in application or device name contained. Let's wait for the launching and we'll check here. So you can see already added this npm packages. Because of that it did not install again. So next we will need Java version. So if you want to install Java and Android Studio, so easily you have to download it from the Android Studio and Java free download JDK version Windows 10 64. So it will many links are available. So you have to click on the Oracle, that is best preferred. It is the official site. So you have to download it from there. Development kit. So it depends on your system configuration. If you are using Windows 64, you can download it here. If you are using x86, then you can download it from here. So after downloading, you have to install it. Just follow the instruction and install this application. Because in my system it's already installed, so I am not going to install it. It's a very simple step. Double click on the exe file and follow the instruction. Once it will complete it, it will take some time for the installation, depends on your system configuration and resource availability. So you have to download it and install both the Android Studio and JDK. After installation, you have to configure your environment variable. So for configuration of the environment variable, you have to mention in or open in environment variable page. So just enter env, it will show up you control panel environment variable setting page. Click on this, open that and add the environment variable for the Java Home and Android Studio. Without entering Java Home and Android Home, it will throw you an error. Just click on the environment variable and enter your environment variable. As you can see, I have added either Java Home and the path. So for adding the path, you have to just browse from your directory. Once you click on the browse directory, it will go to your folder where your Java is installed, and you can add the Java Home in uppercase. So after entering, you have to click on OK and enter the same detail in path configuration. So let me show you Android Home as well, then we will go to the path. So as you can see, Android Home is also installed. So wherever use Android Studio is installed, copy that URL and paste it to the variable. So as you can see, Android Home is in uppercase and the folder location in the variable value. Just click on OK. After clicking on OK, it will show the variable. So you have to basically enter the system variables only. Don't use this as a use variable for your username. So after adding this variable, you have to add in the path setting as well. So as you can see, for Java Home, Android Home and 3 Android Home I have added. One for the platform tools, other for the tools, and third one is for the tools /bin. Java Home is also required, but it is required at the time of bin. So now your environment variable configuration is done. Click on OK and it will save your configuration. So here we have to make sure our installation is completely or not. So before that, you have to install one npm install g AppYum Doctor. So it will help you or provide you the installation guide. It's very easy to use. Just copy this command and enter it here. So after you will enter this, it will install AppYum Doctor. So AppYum Doctor is a basically help provider for installation of Android Studio and Android related drivers. If anything is missing, it will throw an warning message on your command terminal. So anything is missing, like environment variable missing, or any packages are missing, or any tools which is properly not installed, you can check it. So for checking AppYum Doctor, just like you have to enter this help AppYum -doctor -help. So it will show you in a help option. So if you are using Android devices, so enter this command. So it will show you, so whatever component is missing or what all components are installed in the system. It will take some time because it is going on every URL or every path to find out the location and the packages. So it will take some time. Till the time it will load here, we can see the configuration on AppYum stats server, instance server. So here you can see HTTP localhost and the port number 4723 is available here. So if you want to configure your device, so it will be available on that link. So you can just copy and paste into your UiPath Studio device configuration page. So where your AppYum application is running. So just like I am going to configure here the name. So if you want to configure minimum requirement, so you just click on this. It will help you the options. For that option you can configure it. If you want to add additional details also, you can do it, but it's recommended to use minimum this requirement which is mentioned on this page. So it will open an web page, and from the desired capability documentation you can add it your required value. So after adding on this detail, just click on the start session. It will start an emulator session for you. 1 second, it's loading. Now you can see this is the minimum requirement for the instance Appium server. So here you have to add the detail, just like I am providing here the platform name. I am adding here the platform name, so add to platform name, then the value I am giving here as a Android. So I am using Android devices, because of that I mentioned here. Next step, if you want to add your platform version, so version should be accurate with the device version. So if you are using physical device, go to your setting, general setting. From the general setting you can get your build version or platform version detail. So you can enter the, so my device version is 7.0, because of that I mentioned here 7.0. Then the next, device name. So whatever your device name, you can enter it. So device name will help you for the configuration at the time of configuration in UiPath. So my device name is Moto G4 Plus. Now next we will need a next detail, just like from here, automation name. So in that automation name you have to provide your automation name. So here I am going to provide UI Automator 2. I am adding one more detail, app. So you have to provide your application location. So where is your application is located, you have to mention here. So it will download that application and install it in your system. So there is also some setting is required at the for the AVD manager. So it is not recommended to use that, but if you want to use it, you can do that. And for the enable USB debugging on Android mobile, just go to your phone, go to setting, system option, and click about phone option. Once you click about phone option, you can see build number, tap 7 to 8 times, it will move to the debug mode, and go to the setting, open developer option, enable USB debugging. After enabling, you can see that your developer option is available for your mobile devices. Here you can see that. So USB debugging, after enabling, you can do that all the debugging option, or you can select the application APK file. So let me, here we have to first provide the application package where the application is located. I copied this from UiPath Studio forum, so you can also use this application, depends on your requirement. So after clicking on this and all your configuration is done, just have to click on the start. Before that, we have started one session here. You can see all the application is installed as per our Appium Doctor. So you can see here there is no version. This is not mandatory required at that for the running UiPath Studio mobile application automation. If you have, then well and good, otherwise it is not recommended to install that. As you can see, there is no warning or critical warning are available here. So once I will click on the start session, before that you have to connect your physical device with your USB connection. It will launch mobile emulator. It will take some time, depends on your desktop configuration. So basically emulator will take 2 GB of space for launching any application, minimum 1 GB, but for complete functionality running it will take around 2 GB. Once your all the configuration are well and good, it will show you here application downloaded and install it in your mobile devices, and you can see mobile screen is available on your Appium desktop application. So let's wait for the configuration. Appium setting apps, let me check. So at the time of configuration or at the time of start session, it will throw an pop-up message on your mobile device. Once you will click on OK, it will configure. Sometimes when we are working with connection, so don't use your mobile devices so that pop-up message will be appear. Otherwise, at the time of swapping, it will disappear from your screen. Now it is connecting. So it will load our mobile home screen. So by this way we can configure all our UiPath Studio emulator device configuration based on our requirement. As we can see, there is a multiple applications are required for the mobile automation. So it's recommended to use at least 8 GB of RAM in your system. Otherwise it will throw an error for your device. Now it's launching an application. It's already launched in my mobile device, so it will take some time to launch here as well. After launching, you can see that app home screen, and from home screen you can do all the action whatever you want to use that. Due to server configuration it's not connecting, let me connect again. So first time if it will disconnect, don't worry about that, it's normal process, because due to this RAM issue also it is throwing an error. So try next time or try after next. Let's wait for it. Now you can see our device application is available. So if you want to select any app source, you can do that by using this. So you can see here we have configured all our Appium device emulator. So next step, we have to launch our UiPath Studio, and from that UiPath Studio we can connect our mobile emulator. So our UiPath Studio is launching. From there you have to go to the device manager. From device manager we can connect whatever mobile application we have configured or we have opened here. So once it will connect in UiPath Studio or all the configuration setting is done, we just have to do our automation activity. Because multiple application is running, because of that it is taking time. So don't worry about that, it's normal process, because these are the IDE and the this uses several resources at the same time. So the process will appear once it will found at the resource availability. Now you can see it's loading UiPath Studio, and you can see the version as well, 20.4.0. so it's always recommended to use 19 upper version of 19.4 UiPath Studio or greater version of 19.4 UiPath Studio. Let's few more minutes, so it will launch. Then we will launch the device emulator and connect it in our UiPath Studio. Normally when we are launching with the UiPath Studio, it is not taking that much time because only single application is launching. Now we have integrated with Appium. It is using the packages of the Android Studio as well, then Node.js. So these all applications are running in background. So because of that, for launching any application, it is taking time. Just wait, the application will be launch available. Otherwise you can use high definition or high configuration system. Now I can see application is available, Android Studio. Close this. Launch your mobile testing project. Sometime it will show not responding as well, depends on the system. So after launching this mobile testing project 2, I will connect my device with Appium physical device. So after connection, your complete configuration is done for the mobile automation in UiPath. Let's wait some more seconds for restoring dependency, and it will launch our workflow. Creating workspace. So whenever you are connecting with your Appium with USB in your mobile devices, make sure there is no disconnection between your USB and your mobile device. Otherwise, when you will click on any session, it will throw an error, or the disconnection or disconnected environment is available, error message is available on your screen. Adding dependency. Loading XAML file for your mobile application. Don't worry about that link. I will mention in my description tab about all the steps which I have explained here, so that you can install it easily in your device. Now let's go to the mobile automation and open the mobile device manager. So here we will add one device and integrate with our application. So once we will integrate and successfully integration is done, it will show an virtual device in UiPath Studio as well. From there we can perform any action whatever is required. So as you can see, and I've already explained in my previous session as well, so how we can add the device in a mobile device manager of the UiPath. Just click on that and configure your version. So I have already configured, and if you want to do that on your own, so please watch my previous session so that you can configure it or add it devices and application in both the tabs. So I am just clicking on the start an application and selecting my required details, and once I will click connect, it will launch mobile devices for me. Now it's connecting. So you can also get one pop-up message on your mobile screen. So once you click on the OK or allowing the permission, so that device will be available, that device home screen will be available on your mobile device manager of the UiPath. So more time, it will take some time for the configuration and integration with UiPath, because it is capturing all the packages from different sources, and emulator will be launched. Now you can see my mobile screen is available. So if you want to record your screen, you can also do that. Just record on your every action. If you want to log any check log of your mobile devices, you can also do that. So just like if I want to record my screen on tapping different sessions, so this is web view, you can see my recording is added here. So by this way you can automate your mobile devices according to your requirement. So this is all about mobile automation framework configuration with UiPath. Hope you understand it. If you have any queries or comment, please comment in the comment section so that I will check and revert with the solution. And don't forget to like and subscribe the channel for the latest update. Thank you.